Hi, John Lay here from Talented Learning. I'm the CEO and lead analyst at Talented Learning, and I've spent the last couple of weeks reviewing the Talent LMS by a company called Epinosis from Athens, Greece. And today I'm going to guide you through the system from an administrative and a learner perspective to give you a feel of this LMS, what it looks like, and what it can do.
Okay, well, let's take a look at the Talent LMS administrative side. After you sign in for your free account, you get launched right into the administrative panel here. You can tell your administrator because there is a administrator designation there, and as an administrator, I could also jump to instructor and learner roles. But let's leave it on administrator and just look at some of the things that you can change. So the very first thing they steer you into is the account and settings of the administrative account. And you have these settings for each one of the domains or subdomains that you create inside your account. So you can create very specific subdomains, I call them branches here, that allow you to do all the same level of configuration, from naming the site to putting a description to choosing your logos and your favicons icon that shows up there. You also get to choose your default language and your time zone, your currency, and you can set the announcements for what users see when they first come into your site, or even if they're browsing your catalog, if you allow them from an external standpoint. And it also allows you to enable your API, which sounds like it's very technical. You look at that code right there, and it looks scary. But all you have to do is, I was able to download a WordPress plugin and just copy and paste that into there. And by doing that, I was able to dynamically display inside my website the accounts that I created or that reside in this account. So the API is very powerful and allows you to do a variety of integration activities like that. You can enable tin cans so that you can enable your learning record store and track informal type items. You can even do things like allowing users to sign up through social media. So using your Facebook or your Twitter account to create an account and to populate some basic data. And so just by filling out that page, you're able just about to get going of having your own LMS without any use or any problem. If you have users already, you can do things like enable a single sign-on. And in this case, the integrations we support, or not we, Talented LMS supports SAML 2.0 and LDAP. So you can hook up with your corporate single sign-on, so you wouldn't have to log into the system, or you can make users just create an account to sign in. For example, you can make them do the CAPTCHA, so they verify they're not a computer, or an email verification. So there's a variety of configuration options that you can do. You can put people into a typical type of role, and they also give you an ability to create new roles with some basic configuration. And so if you have a custom fields, you can actually create custom fields on the user profile. So maybe you're tracking, maybe what products they're authorized to resell, or what state they're from, or what country. And those custom fields may require you to assign training, based on those custom fields, or even run reporting on them. The Talent LMS allows you to do some basic things with theming. So once you choose your theme, in this case, the theme is just basic white with black text and the blue banners and stuff. But I can change all of that here in the system, from the box title or the box borders. And for each one of these, I could specify my colors that I want. You can do some things with certifications. So you could upload your template, whatever your template to be respective of your colors and format and fonts, and then this will automatically get updated with user completion and dates and how many credits they've earned and things like that. You can upload and adjust your template and what fields. These are the different fields that you can insert into that template, so that every time somebody does populate or finish the content, they'll have access to that. You can set gamification. So gamification is a new feature that was introduced while I was doing the review of the LMS. And you can see that I can turn gamification on or off. If I turn it on, then I have lots of configurable things that I can do, from awarding points to badges to levels to rewards to leaderboards. And for each one of these things, I have a variety of configurations that I can make of when I assign points, how I'm going to assign it, and what the awards are going to do. So Some things are kind of locked down of like the Talent LMS made the decisions for us. In other cases, they give you free forms so that you can really configure quite specifically. So I would imagine more things will go towards the configuration as the system continues to grow. You can hook up e-commerce, just simple. So I hooked up my PayPal account, and I can take, as of right now, I can take sales or sell content or anything I want on the Talent LMS if I wanted to, just by entering in my PayPal, and it just connects the systems, and I do a little verification, but super easy. Same goes with the domain. I can, right now I have it at talentedlearning.talentlms, but if I was going to keep this site, or if I do decide to keep this site as my main LMS, I can actually set it so it'd be like talentedlearning.com slash members or something like that. And so I could set a custom domain like that, and even keep track of how I'm going to pay for the site. So those are some of the core configurations. Just by going through those tabs right there, you're up and running with an LMS. And then the next thing that you need to do is just to go add a course. And it's real easy. If I go look at my courses right now, you see I've loaded in about 6 of my recorded webinars just to see how it would work. And it's very simple. So if I go to one of these and say, edit, if I would say new course, what it would do is it would take me to this screen that was not populated, and I have the ability to upload the image of my course, to name it, to put it into a category, and I can have the ability to create categories. There's the description I can put in there, whether I want it to show up in the catalog, if I want to give it a course code, or I could sell this particular course and make it for a certain price. I can say how long. So if I'm selling a course, maybe I give you a 6 months or 12 months access, I can set that. I can set what certificate I want to use. I can even assign the users into that particular course right here. And then when you go to the course, and this is what I like about the Talent LMS and a lot of cloud LMSs, but they do it particularly nicely, is that you get to, so right here is the recorded webinar link. So I just linking to YouTube right now, but I could go ahead and start in this particular course, make it broader than that. I could add, how about I add a tin can or a score module, or I wanted to add an iframe that pops up, or maybe I want to author a knowledge assessment or a survey, or I can make an assignment, kind of like an on-the-job training to go do something. I could take pieces from other courses that I've already developed. So a course isn't necessarily just a one-to-one relationship. This piece of content is a course. A course can be a whole series, almost a curriculum or a training plan of different studies that reside, or different content that resides internal or external to the system. And once I add all those little components, I can reorder them. I can also do things like sequence the rules and run reports on them. I can, if there's files that are associated with the content that I want to make available to the user, I can do that. So those are the ins and the outs of the kind of control that you have to create a content. And get back to administrator right there. And a series of other things that you wanted to do. So if I want to create new rules or new roles that had different capabilities, I could do that. There's not a ton of configurability there, but you can modify the roles. I can import and export both classes and users into the system. So if this is your second LMS, you'll be able to get some of your data, not much of it, but you'll be able to get your core user data out and maybe your courses into the system. But I think primarily the Talent LMS is geared towards organizations that are just getting going with learning management, and that's really the strength. No implementation, no hassle. Essentially, you can come in here, get a free trial, within a minute be doing what I just showed you right here, and launching your first courses. And I was able to do that fairly easily. So that's the Talent LMS from the administrative perspective. If I want to look at it from an end user perspective, instructor and administrative is essentially the same. The same view. There's a couple of flavors of things that you can't do, but you can do everything from an administrative that an instructor could do. So I'll show you the other side of the coin, and that is the learner. So I've switched to the learner here. Everybody that would register on the site normally would just come in from a learner perspective, and so what a learner gets to see is what courses that you have into the system, and you can display that in a variety of ways. So if it's in the dashboard view like this, they can see the courses. In this case, this user is registered for all 6 of these courses, and it shows my progress, which is meager, admittedly, on each one of those, and I could dig in deeper to the information. I could look at it just from I could sort it by name or by order, date, status, and then I could also look at it in that grid format that we saw previously. I think one of the limitations of the system is not being able to kind of default to your course catalog, or I don't know if it's necessarily a limitation, just how they decide to do it. But you can eventually default, get into your course catalog where you can have. Right now, I only have one category, but you can have any number of categories and subcategories and sub-subcategories that you can display your courses into. What I wish it did is that it would default to that particular view, which would be more handy, or to give you the ability to default to that view. Um, if I want to get back to, let's see, I was doing pretty good here until I got stuck. Let me go back to the main page. There you go. There we go. And so I could look at the course catalog. I could look at my progress, which is kind of the same as doing that. I could join a group, and a group is just any group of users. It's not very dynamic, and it's not based on your profile. In most cases, it's you can create a group and hand select people to belong to that group. And then once you do that, you have codes and things that you can provide them to have access to content. So it is some basic grouping functionality that comes with the system. And here's the only social learning that is in the system. They have the concept of discussions, which is really threaded discussion groups. Uh, I think these are global and not tied specifically to the courses. So if you just look at one of these questions, we've all seen something like that. You can offer an answer and then answer the answer, and then it kind of rolls like that. Of you have the ability to like or dislike the particular questions. But this is pretty much all the social capabilities. So not necessarily a strength of the system as of yet from a social standpoint. But I would imagine those features would become, and especially since they've integrated the leaderboard functionality. There it is, the leaderboard functionality that's in now. I haven't really been taking any content, so there's no data in here. But if there's a series of people taking content, you'd be able to see exactly that. And in fact, if I go a little bit further, I'll see the other co-founder at Talented Learning here, Joelle, was in here earning points when I wasn't looking. So that is the Talent LMS. All in all, I like it. It's easy, it's streamlined, it's really affordable, it's incredibly affordable, and you can get going without any muss or fuss. And I think that's what's really important in getting your first LMS initiative, whether that be for your internal employees or for your extended enterprise. Just getting it off the ground is key. And to get a system like this, you can load some courses up, pick a target audience. You could do it today and be ready to go tomorrow. It allows you to build the business case without dropping a lot of funds or budgets or asking for all kinds of approvals for a big, expensive system. And it allows you to prove the business case and measure your results so that you can grow the system. And I think the Talent LMS is the type of LMS that you get on here in the early years of the solution. You'll be able to grow with it through time. And as I mentioned, while I was even doing this review, I saw two different updates came and were populated into the system that all of a sudden I logged in the next time I had new capabilities, gamification being one of them. So they're on a nice constant round of improvement and deploying, and you don't have to pay for any of those additional features. It's all just a part of your system as it rolls out. So that's the Talent LMS. I encourage you to go to talentlms.com and start your free trial and try it out for your own. We'll see you here in a couple of weeks with our next review. Thank you.